What's up, YouTubers? Jose Quiñones, the CNC Dude here. Hey, if you have been following my YouTube trajectory in the last 10, 11 years, you will have noticed that I'm a guy that appears to be involved in too many accidents. Some of them are just simple mistakes, like breaking a bit here and there or forgetting to zero an axis and trying to jam a tool off the planet's core. But some of my mistakes, accidents, are actually a little bit more dangerous, like that time I almost rimmed an entire bandsaw up my bleep. Funny note, a few days ago I knocked down my second bandsaw. What's up with me and bandsaws? I don't know if I should be scared because they say the third is the charm and I'm up to 2 strikes. Not looking forward to the third. But hey, not everything is doom and gloom. Every now and then, accidents are actually positive, like the one that I want to share with you today. Turns out that by pure accident, I discovered something that I have liked so much, it has become my de facto way of positioning my camcorder or recording device. For this shooting, I have positioned the camera on a tripod. However, tripods are incredibly tough when you want to position your camera super close to the work. And if you have noticed on my last 10 videos, my camera has just been doing that. How on earth did I pull the stunt? Allow me to show you. Of course, this is a mock-up camera as I'm using my current camera to record this, but what I have here is a positionable camera mount with a magnetic mount. This has worked incredibly well, that pretty much 99% of my shots have been done with a system like this. Everything in here has metal somewhere, so I can easily bolt this magnetic mount to one of the tables, one of the sides. Sometimes the thing can be mounted like this. One of the things that I like is that by relieving the tension on this knob, now the camera regains an incredible amount of motion. So what are you gonna do to make something like this for your own video shooting enterprises? Well, you need 2 parts. You need a magnetic mount like the one that you can acquire for like $15 out of Harbor Freight, but you can get this from so many different places. They range from 10 to 20. You know, if you want to pay for the pricey one, maybe up to $50, but for this project, you don't need the pricey one. 10 to 20 should be more than enough. And the second part is the flexible arm, for which I will place an associate link below. So I kind of lied. I said that all you need is 2 components, the base and the arm, but turns out that we need a third component, which we're going to fabricate today. Unfortunately, the arm interface to the base is a no-go because the base has an 8mm threaded hole and the base has a 1/4-20 screw. So we're going to have to create an interface at the lathe to go from 1/4-20 to 8mm. Let's take a look at how we can do that. For this piece, I'm going to use some hex material that I had laying around. I'm going to cut this part because that was just something else that was there, but now I'm going to center drill and I'm going to drill for 1/4-20 TPI. So here you can see the threading. You want to start with the small diameter because you're going to go through all the way. Now when I cut it, all of this part is basically cut to 1/4-20, but what I will do is, first of all, we're going to face it a little bit. And now I am going to drill for the M8 125. Of course, you don't want to go all the way because then you are going to mess up the 1/4-20. So that's why you could see the tape in there. Cleaning it up a little bit. And then I go until the top cannot go anymore. So now I have a hex part with with the 2 screw sizes. A little bit of chamfering for making it pretty. And this part is where I create the screw. So I'm just taking a conventional M8 125 screw We're gonna remove the head. We don't need that. Of course, what I need here is basically an old thread. I don't have M8 old thread, so I just use a screw that I had laying around. And now I'm going to make basically finish the end with a little bit of a chamfer so that I can position the nut. All right, so now we have the M8 125 screw and the hex converter that we're going to use. All right, so here's the trick. We're gonna use the screw on the base. You're gonna see that I am gonna be continuously testing whether I can move the lever. Be careful when you put the screw. You don't want to go too much into the base because then the screw is gonna jam the mechanism. So that's why you need this nut to make sure that the screw doesn't move any further. Now you can use the interface, and now you can position the camera mount. And there we go. We have an awesome interface between M8 1.25 and 1/4 20. And then one last test and we're good. So why do I consider this an accident? Well, it kind of was. I was shooting videos for my CNC router on this gigantic workbench that I made out of my kitchen table. This is my old kitchen table. I dumped the legs, put it on this gigantic table. This table was going to be a welding table, but that project got scratched. So my wooden table is here, fantastic as a workbench. I had this space and I put this metal piece. The goal was to put like grinders and stuff. That project also got scratched, but I still use it for working on different things. What was never a thought or a plan or a project was to mount this flexible mount into a magnetic base. That just happened by pure coincidence. So I'm shooting my videos. The tripods are just making my life miserable because I cannot get that perfect shot. They're always too far away. They're always getting on the way. This flexible mount, I had it laying around there. But to be honest, this was supposed to work with one of these $500 billion brackets that I have lying around, probably because I was going to mount it into a tripod or something else. As it turns out, I also have about 750 billion magnetic bases that I have been piling up throughout the years. And on a stroke of luck, it occurred to me, what if I couple the two, and now I can use this magnetic, this gigantic metal plate as my magnetic base. The results were so amazing. I have not been able to go back. And I am so obsessed with this technique that I even keep this chunk of steel for those times in which I don't have a magnetic surface. This thing is so heavy that I will hold the camera. All I have to do is put it like on a piece of wood, and now my camera is very sturdy. In some cases, I have even strapped this with straps to like a ladder. I tell you, the system is perfect. Before we close on this video, allow me to show you this dial indicator magnetic base with a very similar arm, which I use all the time when I need to indicate stuff on the mill. You may be tempted to get one of these to perform the same operation with the camera, but be warned that you will want to get the one for the camera. The reason is that although the magnetic base and the arm are already coupled, there is no easy way to generate the coupling to the camera with this. Now, in theory, you could create some sort of mount to bolt your camera here, so that would be an option if you want to go this way. But to me, it is far easier to get the one that already comes with the camera mount and just create the interface to the magnetic base. The other thing you could do is create the part that goes on this little spherical implement and go to the part, but that requires even more work than creating the interface from the arm to the magnetic base. Multiple options, but to be honest, the most efficient one is to buy a magnetic base for $10 to $20, get this arm that is already equipped with the spherical mount that directly attaches to the camcorder, and then all you have to do is create an interface to go from the arm to the magnetic mount. Well, there you go. This is how you can create your magnetic camera mount, which can be positioned in so many different ways. It's gonna definitely enhance your video recording game. I hope you like this technique and hopefully you can utilize to your advantage. I do want to thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.